Oh my god, so pretty. Let's take a photo here. Guys and gals, we're reviewing the ROG Phone 2, which is most probably what they call the holy grail of gaming smartphones right now. Before we continue though, a warning. If you are a hardcore gamer and you came to this video wanting a hardcore gaming review, this is not it. Basically, what you clicked on is a not hardcore gamers review of a gaming smartphone. What I mean is, we already know that the ASUS ROG Phone 2 is the ultimate gaming smartphone. And I get that, that's great. I mean, the insides of this phone is no joke, and it only follows that it's great at what it's supposed to do. But I guess my main question in this review is that if you're not a hardcore gamer, I mean, maybe if you're a semi-gamer or a casual gamer, or like you only play Bejeweled. Or, and this is a great example, if in the scenario that this video started with, you were the one wanting the photo. What would be the experience that this phone will give you? In a nutshell, I wanted to see what the ASUS ROG Phone 2 could offer aside from gaming. Alright, let's look at looks first. I mean, right off the bat, you know that this is a gaming phone. Which is great, I guess, if you're a gamer, but for someone like me who just wanted to enjoy the phone as is, it just didn't fit any of the aesthetics in my life. Granted, that really meant it should be pink, but you know what I mean. This phone, it's really big. I mean, it's great for watching stuff on it, playing games, or even using it as a remote display for when I shoot. But for women with teeny hands like mine, like I literally cannot reach edge to edge. Aside from that, it won't fit any of my small purses, and oh my gosh, there is not one pants pocket that this thing has fit on. Exhibit A is this me covering a Japanese tech show, and look at that phone almost precariously falling out of my pocket. Also, yes, that's me checking out smart toilets, so you can check out that video. I'll put the link. This thing has 3 USB ports. Yes, 2 of them you can charge on, and 1 you can add all these cool little attachments and accessories. Even for non-gamers like me, it's honestly pretty useful because you can charge the normal way, and you can even charge while the phone is in this position, which means like unfettered Netflix watching even while the phone is plugged in. Of course, in my non-gamery use, I almost never plugged in the accessories, but I'd imagine that this would be a pretty useful thing when it comes to those hardcore gamers. And it stands to follow that this thing has no IP rating because of, well, all those holes. There is no wireless charging on this thing, but I mean, come on, you have more than enough ports. But talking about battery too, it's not like you'll ever need to keep plugging this phone in because it has a monster battery capacity. This thing lasts a day and a half with my personal use, and that's the most I've gotten from any smartphone battery. Hello from Japan. I've been traveling the whole day. Don't ask, a lot of things went down. But basically, I left the house at 3 a.m. and I am on the ASUS ROG Phone 2. It was 100%. It is now 5:45 Japan time, so that's 1+ hour, and I still have 15% of battery time in this phone. That's crazy. And I was even playing PUBG. That's basically what, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 1 hour, so 5. Like, that's basically like 15 hours of battery time and counting. What the heck? Aside from gaming, this phone screen is pretty conducive to movie watching. I know, I've binge watched so many shows on this thing. That bright AMOLED screen coupled with really good speakers. Okay. That screen also has a 120Hz refresh rate, which is the fastest we've seen on phones thus far. But the thing is, if you're a user like me and you don't really do a lot of hardcore gaming, this is something I barely notice. Although this is a very fast and snappy phone, so maybe that's why. Either way, the screen is nice and bright and it works well under very, very bright sunlight. Sometimes though, I did feel like the screen was so bright, and I checked, and a lot of other reviewers agreed with me on this. But even when I was on my phone in the evening as I was about to sleep, man, that screen was just a lot. Obviously on this thing, when it comes to performance, I have no qualms. The fingerprint scanner was responsive, face unlock was fine, everything was fast and snappy, and sure, even if I'm not a hardcore gamer, I did try my games on it, and it just could take everything. PUBG, to Dream Daddy, to this cute animal restaurant game I played, to whatever obscure story time games I played, everything was solid. There's also a pretty cool gaming center here, which when you open always sounds just a tad scary because of how intense it can get. But this is where you have your game library and your game list, and also where you can control gaming aspects of the phone. Of course, my only favorite here would be, well, the system lighting. That means I can change that RGB light at the back of the phone. I usually just make it pink because why not? And then there's what they call air triggers, which is honestly really great. It allows you to hold the phone, and there's a touch sensitive area on the sides, which when you used to play is just an additional layer of fun. Like PUBG with the air triggers is an amazing experience. And yes, okay, I may not be a hardcore gamer, but I am so addicted to PUBG right now. Okay, on to the part that I really wanted to test out, and that is the ROG Phone 2's camera. But first off, I wanted to explain why I was so curious about this particular phone's cameras. It's mostly because a lot of these gaming phones were phones that did perform, but the one weakness they usually would have would be the cameras, which is something that I found essential in my smartphone use. And well, ASUS also came out with the Zenfone 6, and man, that phone's cameras really blew me away. So when I got the ROG Phone 2, I was just curious as to if this phone would adopt a camera system that's similar to the ASUS Zenfone 6, which really impressed. There are two cameras on the back, a normal shooter and the wide angle shooter, which is my personal preference because the wide angle means I can get better and wider OOTD shots. There's also a digital zoom up until 8 times. This phone won't give you those superhuman zoom-ins, but it does the job. I don't really mind the loss in quality when it comes to zoom, but I must say, I really want the wide angle. So this setup is just okay for me. And then there is a single selfie shooter, and guess what? There's a beauty mode. Surprisingly, it's also a very detailed beauty mode, so I am loving that. Any beauty mode where I can tweak the settings is a go for me, because that means you can just do those very slight touch-ups which doesn't look fake. There is a night mode on this. It's decent, but it's not the best out there. On video mode, this thing also impresses because the audio is good, and there is a video mode, even for the wide angle setting, which makes a big difference. Like for example, when I was in this small self-driving bus, I couldn't get everyone in frame, and voila! I was impressed with the ROG Phone 2's camera. It did feel a lot like the ASUS ZenFone 6's cameras, which is a good thing. And although it may not be the best in the biz, they're actually pretty good, and they are cameras I can live with, which is a tall order because I always need photos and photos and photos for my social media and Instagram. And that was the ROG Phone 2 experience from a non-gamer, a semi-gamer. I play PUBG, although I honestly didn't think that I'd enjoy this phone. I really did. Goes to show that what's inside matters, and it's not only just about looks. Did you hear that, girls? Find someone with something inside. To my mind, the concept of a gaming phone isn't really new. I mean, duh, everyone's gaming. The ROG Phone 2 takes that great concept and creates such a good phone, even the non-gamers enjoy it. The one big question mark, the one big qualm, the one big worry that people have had towards gaming smartphones, and that is that it is expected that they had a crappy camera, is gone now. What we have in the ASUS ROG Phone 2 are actually impressive shooters on a device that's so powerful, it's like you can't even find reasons to go against this phone. I mean, I still did because it's really too gamery. But again, despite and in spite of all that, my experience was 100%. So yeah, in the scenario that we started with, well, this phone can make everyone happy. Your guy can be gaming on a top-notch gaming machine, and well, you'll still have your Instagram photos. So yeah, let me know what you think about the ASUS ROG Phone 2. Let me know if you're a gamer or a casual enthusiast like I am. And let me know if this phone is something that you'd actually consider getting. If you have any more questions about the stuff I'm working on, or if you just are curious and you want to see like the day-by-day progress of my work, you can find me on Instagram and on Twitter. That's at CisaSaid. Say hi. Before we end, I just want to remind you guys that we still have ongoing giveaways, so I'll link those down below. Until next time, bye!